If you sat on a street corner long enough, you'd notice a pattern in how governments try to understand their people. You'd watch the slow, deliberate pace of the 19th century accelerate rapidly into the fast blur of the modern metropolis. The British Empire's earliest attempt to count the Indian populace happened between the years 1865 and 1872 under Lord Mayo. It was an ambitious, albeit fragmented, effort to put a number to a vast territory. The process tightened a few years later. In 1881, under the administration of Lord Ripon, India saw its first truly synchronous national census, counting everyone simultaneously across the subcontinent. For over a century, the method remained the same. Workers walked from village to village, sat in living rooms and porches, asked questions, and recorded millions on thick stacks of physical paper. The state had to physically meet its citizens where they lived. That human interaction was the only reliable way to map the demographic reality of the nation. Even after independence, when the newly formed republic conducted its first census in 1951, the ninth overall in the historical series, the enumerators still went door to door. But the landscape shifted. Cities expanded vertically, neighbors stopped talking to each other, and attention migrated almost entirely to glowing screens. The idea of answering a knock at the door from a stranger became an anomaly. This creates a severe logistical problem. How exactly do you accurately count 1.4 billion people when a significant portion of them actively avoid interacting with strangers? The responsibility for resolving this disconnect falls to the Office of the Registrar General and Census Commissioner, operating under the Ministry of Home Affairs. They realized the manual clipboard approach was obsolete. You cannot map the realities of a digital, fast-moving population of this size using methods designed for the horse-drawn era. The solution is Census 2027. This upcoming count marks India's 16th national census and the 8th since independence. The government is retiring the physical paperwork entirely. For the first time in history, the Indian census will be a completely digital operation. The core mechanic driving this shift is a concept called self-enumeration. Instead of waiting for a government worker to arrive with a questionnaire, citizens will log in to a dedicated online portal and submit their household demographics themselves. It removes the front door from the equation. The state is meeting the citizen exactly where their attention already is, on their screens. Moving 1 billion people online requires serious computing power, so the Center for Development of Advanced Computing, or CDAC, was brought in to architect the system. This maps out the infrastructure. To handle the data load, CDAC built an advanced network structured around 4 distinct digital platforms. Those 4 primary systems then segment further, designed to simultaneously collect, translate, and process inputs across 16 official languages without crashing. The focus has shifted from managing manpower to managing bandwidth. Coordinating this volume of data across so many linguistic variables makes the census a complex engineering project. But the hard servers and digital portals still have to map an incredibly complex, layered society. To accurately reflect that complexity, Census 2027 will conduct a comprehensive caste enumeration for all communities. The last time this level of detailed social data was collected nationwide was in 1931. As this chart demonstrates, previous censuses relied on broad population categories. This produced a simplified headcount, but obscured the specific multi-layered matrix of interconnected groups that actually make up the population. Capturing this granular data allows policymakers to see the exact socioeconomic realities at the neighborhood level, replacing broad assumptions with hard metrics. Conducting a survey of this magnitude requires strict legal authority, which the Constitution provides by classifying the census as a central union subject under Article 246. The actual execution parameters are laid out in the Census Act of 1948 and updated through the Census Rules of 1990. To make these dry statutory mandates more approachable for the public, the government introduced 2 official mascots for the upcoming drive, Pragati, meaning progress, and Vikas, representing development. Those legal frameworks ensure compliance, while the branding encourages participation. Together, they act as the bridge, moving an analog statutory requirement into a fully digital operation. There is a certain loss in retiring the traditional enumerator. We are losing the quiet moments of government workers sitting on porches, speaking directly with families to understand their lives. However, Census 2027 provides a significant increase in national intelligence by gathering everything from comprehensive social demographics to precise household metrics in real time. The state is building the core database that will dictate resource allocation and national development planning for decades. The population moved online, and the infrastructure of the state had to follow. How do you feel about your household data shaping the next wave of government policy? Let us know in the comments below.